name tags, they're over there. And let's see. We actually have a QR code that works, that's not split by 4 screens today. So please make sure that you scan the QR code, register with your email address. We're not collecting this information. This just ensures that the Kaufman Foundation knows who's showing up, and then that way we can continue to get funding. So our format for today is that this is not a pitch competition. We have 2 presenters, and both presenters will get 6 minutes to talk about what they're working on, what they're passionate about, followed by about 10 minutes of Q&A. So get your questions ready. This isn't a pitch, it's not a sell. And after we give our 10 minutes of feedback, we're going to really, focus on how can we help them. There's a lot of QR codes in this presentation. So you can follow us on LinkedIn and on Instagram by scanning these 2 QR codes. We'll bring these back up. And if you want to be a presenter, there's a 3rd QR code. We want to say a big thank you to Team Working by Tech Nexus. And if you scan this code and use the promo code Coffee Club, you get a free week of co-working or 10% discount on the event space here. Want to be a space sponsor or a coffee sponsor? I heard that there's some coffee folks in the house today. So name any names just yet. Mark your codes to scan here. And also we have Shy IRL. If you want to know about this event and all the rest of the events in the tech entrepreneurship community within Chicago, you can sign up for Shy IRL. There's a digest that comes out every Monday. And thank you again to Lynette, who sponsored our creamers for last week and this week. And we're going to get started. I think that's the end of my announcements. I'm going to ask that Pete come up. All right. And everyone get Pete a standing ovation. Okay. So this one's for recording. Awesome. This one's so that everyone has.
All right, guys. Good to see you all. Thanks for the time today. I'm Pete, and I'm the founder of.
Can everyone hear us?
There we go. Better.
All right.
All right. So, it's good to see you all. I'm Pete. I'm founder of Humankind. We're a community wellness platform. We're practically free for our members. We're really here to help people get a little bit more motivated to govern themselves and the community around them. Yeah, you need to make that close to your mouth. Yeah,
Yes.
if you put it on, I don't want to spit on it though. That's okay. Okay. All right. Right there. Perfect. You can tell I haven't done this before, have you? So Humankind, what are we? We're a free community wellness platform. We give our members free challenges each week around fitness, community, mindfulness, sustainability, and learning. For completing challenges, you earn points and unlock digital badges. And then you can use those points to redeem rewards from local sponsors, right? So this isn't, a habit tracking app. It's not a social media feed, but rather something to help people get out in their communities, back to the neighborhoods, and their families and themselves, right? So our story, I'm Pete. I've worked in the ad tech space for 11 years at companies like FeedItMath, LoopMe, and Unity. Built multiple books of business over $10 million. I'm really helping brands run large ad campaigns within gaming specifically. And I got to a point where I was like, do I really want to be serving KFC ads in Candy Crush for the rest of my life? Not really. So how can I bridge the gap between what I know and make it a little more meaningful? And Humankind is what I came up with. So I'll get into that a little bit further. On the back end side, I have 2 team members that I'm very lucky to have. The first is Jacob Rosenbacher. Ass is like a product manager, has worked at Fastly, Oracle, RoboFlow, and then Vlad Buxton, back end engineer, kind of a whiz, first employee at Fastly, currently building for NBA, UPS, and McDonald's on back end systems. So, like I said, how this works and how we monetize is through ad sponsorships, right? a lot of brands, and this is what my background is, they're very used to running ad campaigns within social platforms. Meta, TikTok, they optimize towards clicks, they optimize towards impressions, but we know for a fact that that doesn't drive behavior change in action, which is what brands want, right? Within humankind, sponsoring a challenge or sponsoring a reward which people can redeem means that the brand is actually driving behavior change in action. And not just any action, but this action. And as a brand, why would we want to be a part of somebody's wellness journey, right? So right now we have about 900 members, and for a brand advertiser, that's not many people. So all our sponsorships are in kind right now, but how we're going to monetize in the future is through price sponsorships. So you can see the numbers up here: 2,500 per challenge per month, and then a reward placement is $1,000 per month. So you can see the numbers like that adds up quick. In one market, that comes up to $35,000 per month. And then scaling that to other cities is really where we open up revenue at, right? Eventually, somebody in Austin, Texas, once we're live there, isn't going to see the same challenge and rewards as somebody in Chicago. So that's really how we open this up. So some early traction, right? I ran a 9 pilot last summer in Glen Elm/Wheaton area. And the numbers were strong enough to even wanting to grow this. So we launched in Chicago on April 27th, so very recently. And we've grown to 900 plus members, 30 confirmed brand partners, including the White Sox, David Protein, plethora of fitness studios here in Chicago. And the number that I'm focusing on is weekly participation rate. Right? For a behavioral app, the average participation rate week over week is around 20%. We're at 30%. So I'm cautiously optimistic right now. 2,300 verified challenge completions and 230 reward redemptions within the first month. So good traction so far. Our challenges. Really converting our founding partners, our sponsors, into paying sponsors. But in order to do that, we need more users. In order to get more users, we need more people. So that's the biggest challenge right now. It's a big cycle. We're trying to, we have family and friends around where the majority of budget is going to go to marketing and community events in Chicago to really get the word out there. So how do you guys can help us, right? If you know anybody in Chicago who works in brand marketing, any local business owners who you think could benefit from the humankind community by sponsoring a challenge and by sponsoring a reward, I would love any intro. Same when it comes to introductions to investors who may be interested in the wellness space, so who's backed wellness apps in the past. And then lastly, check it out. Like we would love to have you guys as members of the humankind community as well. It's entirely free, like I mentioned. You can sign up the QR code here. So that's it. We'd love to connect with you guys on LinkedIn for LinkedIn as well. Thanks so much for the time today. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much. And before we hop into the audience questions, so my first ask is really how have you been connecting with partners and other local business owners, and how to initially gain traction with this app?
So reaching out to local business owners has really been through connections and then just cold outreach. I'm a sales guy that I traded, so I'm used to that. Sending cold outreach emails and calling folks up. And honestly, the sell has been pretty easy. I mean, it's in plan so far, so they're not paying anything. Hey, you're optimizing towards behavior here, and not just clicks. It resonates with a lot of brand partners. So then how we're getting the app out, running. This is kind of ironic. I hate social media, but running a lot of social campaigns, also community events, and then partnerships as well. It's all about making up. So having influencers doing the challenges, showing the rewards that we're redeeming, it's really powerful.
Questions from the audience?
So in terms of the uptake, 30% sounds really good. Is that variable by seasons? And maybe kick us off in terms of like spring and summer, Chicago. Awesome, everybody's out doing stuff, things like that. What's it look like in the back?
Yeah, for sure. So we're very strategic about this, and like I have a whole document of like challenge schedules. So we can tailor the challenges how we want. So right now, a lot of the challenges are outdoor days.
Yeah.
But when it gets to the cold months, there'll be more seasonal based challenges that get more challenges. So if it's Chicago based, and we see it, things like that. So we'll see. We haven't gotten to those cold months yet, and that number could drop. But yeah, I'm just trying to be strategic about what challenges are available for times of the year.
What are some of the prizes, like the redeemable?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, so free fitness classes from like Barry's, video free cups of coffee from Brew, which is in my quick park. We also have raffles from David Protein, White Sox tickets, plethora of stuff. Trying to be broad.
I have another question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so two kind of questions that fold in each other. It seems as though there's a little bit of chicken in that, right? Because yes, to build a user community, what's really gonna drive that is more organic growth. And that campaigns are coming more from some of the advertisers than people that are secretaries of more inorganic. Yes, and so what are your thoughts about that? And how do you differentiate between like, might did the app wrong, but Stevia that they started out as a biking app, for people like they do competition with each other and they expand. Yeah, how do you see that?
Yeah, so I think the chicken and the egg thing is like that's a common problem with any sort of app. But how we're approaching it is I think those two things are going to grow at the same time. User bases are going to grow at the same time. Sponsorships are going to grow at the same time. And it goes back to what I was saying with like how we're approaching user growth. I think like a big part of that is like having the sponsors that we have be a part of that user growth as well. So like a lot of the marketing that we're running is like co-branded efforts with the sponsors that we have, the White Sox, David Protein and stuff, because there are audience overlaps with ours at times too. So that's a really great way to kind of grow that user base while moving sponsors as well, right? So I think the chicken and the egg, it's going to be hard to figure out. I mean, but that's how we're approaching it right now. And how we're planning to expand, like, are you guys familiar with Bucket List or Chicago Bucket List? Yeah. So I talked to the CEO of that company the other day. His name was Andy. He's like, focus on Chicago first and really drive it home before you expand to any other city. And originally I was like, oh, we're gonna launch nationally at some point and really expand this. But I think he's right. That really, proving out that we have something that can be replicated to other DMAs here in Chicago is how we're gonna grow it. So for now, just gonna scale Chicago and we'll grow to other cities, hopefully early next year.
There are a lot of wellness type apps, wellness community apps, like, and I understand that like you have a profit model that seems viable, like how do you differentiate when I'm like, okay, I need a wellness app to be accountable to me, whatever, like what's your sell, like how do you really differentiate yourself on the phone?
Yeah, good question. So I think there's a few pieces that help with that. And first is motivation from the community itself, right? So if you check out the app, there's like a social aspect to it. You have friends and you can do channel with friends as well. So the first piece is that community aspect. I don't think there are a lot of wellness apps that have that sort of aspect. But you can do it on social media, but they don't take you specific channels as well. And then I think the rewards are also incentivizing. Lastly, gaming that's my background. So there's a huge gamification piece in it where you unlock digital badges. I was talking to Dan earlier about Duolingo and how streaks is huge for them. So the gamification piece is big, like digital unlocks streaks. It is big for us too. So the community rewards gamification is how it works.
Are you considering, what other forms of wellness are you considering? I heard a lot of physical
Yeah.
wellness pieces, but to me, wellness, I'm an artist, so going to a museum is
Yeah.
soul, here's my soul, helps me out. What other forms of wellness are you incorporating and how are you giving to the local?
Yeah, I should have mentioned like some of the challenges. So fitness is one, let's say walk 10,000 steps in a day, get 3 workouts in. That's one of the categories, but we also have mindfulness, which is like, um, gravity pause for 10 minutes a day. Or we have learning, like go to a museum. So there's a whole plethora of categories that challenges fall under. Second City is a sponsor of ours next month. They're offering a free, rough class for an hour and a half. So if we go to that, that's a challenge. So you will not points, then also tickets to a show at Second City. So, variety of challenges.
So how are you reinforcing the value of your sponsors? I understand that you're requesting, it's a partner, but how are you feeding, to get customers back into their ecosystem?
Yeah, so this is a huge benefit for us too, because we can track specifically for retail, like we're in Chicago, we're able to track how many people go to their store and actually have a coffee. Right, so that's very different from just running an ad campaign on Meta, not optimizing for clicks, because we can say, hey, this person on our app redeemed your reward, engaged with your brand, and then went into your store and played the cup of coffee. And then we give them a survey question, which gives them 5 points afterwards to help answer it. It's entirely optional. But it's essentially, is this your first time at Brew? And if what you don't come here, if it wasn't first time. So we can show like uplift in new customers that we drove from retail.
Any more questions? All right, can we get Peter run with the,
I want to,
yes, time for
a suggestion, I guess.
Yeah, love it.
I went to a conference where I heard the speaker on the CEO at the company like that. They had the founder of Map by Run.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of different things. So I think it's something similar. But they said that the only way to improve was through acquisitions. So
And look, that makes sense. Yeah, they're like a habit tracking app and.
but this was a lot, this was like 15 years ago.
Yeah. And they're still around.
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah, they're owned by Intel. Yeah, right. Yeah. That'd be nice. That's going really good.
Okay, while we're dealing with our technical stuff up here, does anyone have any events for the next week, Jenny?
Yes, there's a blog workshop tomorrow evening. The event is on the blog scale, one of there's stuff.
All right, yes,
Yeah, Hispanic Market Opportunity, event tomorrow at Bay. At 1 o'clock. So we have a special time for 1 and 2 was a reward party after Mexico versus South Africa. And it's on Hispanic Forum.com and if you enter the mobile code 1 and C, it's free. And it's 3 margaritas.
all right.
Starting on 1.
Anyone else, any party events? Yeah.
Next week, I'm relating for something else. Next week here on the Thursday evening is Pixels and Prosecco, Women in Tech Mixer, put on by Diane with a speaker here. So closer up on LinkedIn, check it out. It's also on. But that's next Tuesday night.
Great, thank you very much.
Another event, next week, Wednesday evening at Lifetime Mars, where we'll be hosting the AT protocol, meetup. It will be like 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. And more how to use decentralized social media. Yeah, come for those who come from the media. It's for Chicago.at.
And lastly, that was louder than I expected it to be. We have Tech Walk on Sunday at 10 a.m. in Union Park, and that's with the Illinois Science and Technology Coalitions. We're actually headquarters here. So come and hang out with them and find out what's going on in innovation in Illinois. And with that, Amir, Standing ovation for Mira, please.
Hello, everyone.
Morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. I've been coming here for a few weeks, and since the first time, I really like this community. My name is Miriam Gaeta, and I'm a founder of Women in Peace. Have you ever heard about this company, anyone? You girls, that's so nice. I was a photographer, international photographer before for magazines. So I was lucky to travel the world a few times taking pictures. Sounds very glamorous, right? The dream job. But I never feel appreciate or value from my boss. Never, never. Even in that fancy title or that job. So Women in Peace was created creating confident community and opportunities for women and young ladies through wellness, storytelling, fashion, and leadership. This is a picture of our second fashion show. We host little girls from 4-year-old up to 72-year-old. So all women and young girls are welcome here. And then this is my story. International photographers, entrepreneur, travel the world, success career. But I wanted to create something deeper to impact women. So that's why I found that Women in Peace. These are pictures for the presentation, India, Africa, all over. Few times. Until the last time I was invited to go to Paris when I met Roberto Leone. He's a fashion designer and from Mexico City. And he chose me to be the face of his campaign. That moment changed everything inside me because I felt choose and valued. And as a woman, we need that. We need to feel support and value because otherwise we don't feel good. We carry a lot. So our business model, Women in Peace started with a fashion show in September 2024. We have event tickets, a sponsorship, donation. Me. It was in downtown Chicago, 21C Museum. It was really amazing. And I'm Mexican, I'm Latin. I was born here. But anyway, we host everyone, Asia, all backgrounds. And then our future growth is wellness experience. We host yoga, sound healing, meditation, fashion workshops, business networking events, corporate partnerships, training programs for power women. As a woman, we need to feel free. We need to feel healthy to performance in our life. We host events in different spas, different venues. And from that first begin, the first fashion show, it was amazing that I wanted to create even something more special like art because we take support art. And I create this book from the first fashion show. The name is the same, Women in Peace, where 30 models are featured here. The youngest one is 14, who is now a business owner, and the oldest one is 72. And she's shining as a model. She gets invitations. She's a speaker. We have 10 successful business owners out of this book. Girls and women who start believing in themselves. And the last one, in 2025, we recorded like prosthetic girls. We did a fashion show and we have Miss Prosthetic Girls, Miss Teen, Miss all the misses models. We host events at the sunrise, Christmas. Every month we do different events. So we have like Wellness community. And then I go to a lot of networkings. I meet a lot of people, and I met a banker, and the banker told me to visit center. And I travel again to different countries to talk about the book: Tokyo, Mexico, Miami, Dubai. And you never know, like in one networking, someone can help you like a lot. She is now a business owner too. It's like a lot of successful. We got invited to WGN Chicago. And, well, it was like pretty amazing. It was the first fashion show. I did it with no experience. I just decided to rent a hotel. And even my friends around me, they were like, "How are you gonna pay all that?" And I said, "Well, you're gonna be the one to start to help." And then impact stories we have. She's one of now she has a platform where she helps everyone to travel the world. She's now the the founder of a contest. She's a business owner, a modeling academy. This was Japan. All the Japanese people were so happy to hear stories from Chicago. And then we host events with cars, so very nice cars. We have a fashion show the day of the day with designers from all over the world for Chicago. And our challenge right now is like we are limited in staff and volunteers. We need long-term sponsors around funding opportunities and scaling programs sustainability. So in the expanding community. And how you can support the last slide. Introduction to sponsors, grant opportunities, corporate partnerships, and volunteers. Guys, we wake up at 5 a.m. to work out and start today. And this is a
Thank you. Okay. So how you can support.
how you can support.
So, introductions to sponsors and grant opportunities, corporate partnerships. You've been engaging, within the community to gather some of these things yourself. Especially around grant opportunities. I know that grants can be, a little tricky, so can you just share with us what we've been doing thus far?
I haven't got any grant. I'm looking for like more knowledge about it. So if anyone knows, up to here and looking for that help. Yeah.
Question for comment? Yes.
So your guys are super successful, so curious, like how to manage spreading the word about your events and how successful monetizing those tickets.
I go to a lot of networking events. Really, to anyone in the morning, lunch, break, and I go and talk to everyone and invite them personally. Because right now in social media, there's a lot of events, right? A lot. You don't even know where to go. And the funny part is that all the events they go wrong because it's only one flyer. You don't even know how it's gonna be. So anyway, I go because you never know who you're gonna meet. And that's how I invite everyone, person by person by person. And it's been so nice, so welcoming to all kind of women that really they all feel good, accepted, and valued, and sharing the makeup, books, wellness, business that they recommend for women. So it's been very good.
Yes.
How do you translate all the networking, right? Networking is point time, we meet, and then we kind of go our way, right? So how do you translate that in contact? Do you do something on Reddit? Do you have a blog? Do you, what activity do you have a CRM? So that you constantly engaging with people.
Yes, I have a long audience in Instagram. So I post a lot about my personal life. I'm a wellness enthusiastic. So I go to the gym every day. I try to encourage everyone. Like, I know it's not easy for anyone. I'm a woman. Sometimes I'm sad, depressed. I'm feeling the mood to leave my bed. But anyway, I do it. I do it to tell everyone, yes, I'm tired too. It's hard for me too. But anyway, I wake up. And people like that. People engage with the videos and they follow.
So, Mayor, I think that what he was kind of trying to get at is that you go to a lot of events, you have a lot of social media exposure. You're meeting those of people. How are you tracking those people so that you can kind of better refine who your audience is?
That's a little challenge because I cannot keep track. Yeah, like really, I just when I talk to someone, when I'm like doing an event, this Sunday we have the first workshop for preparing the girls for the models. So everyone is welcome here. If everyone wanted to ever be model photography, runway, or have the experience, we have a class how to walk in heels, do yoga, some healing and brunch. This Sunday we have that. So I focus in every challenge. For example, this Sunday I will focus all this week on inviting people to that event. And if I met someone that says something to me very interesting, like I'm gonna help you with that. I'm gonna help you with that. Then I get the card and I take a picture. That's important. Yeah, there's no way. I'm doing a lot of things by myself, so that's why one of the challenges we need more volunteers.
Armando?
Since you're doing like a cohort where you're teaching the young ladies, I mean, a natural fit for that would be, and obviously it takes time and work, right? But a finance company, like a banking company would love to have someone incorporate like, financial wellness and be a part of it. And I know a lady that used to do that, in California. And I know Wells Fargo just gave her over $150,000 for that. There's very diverse match of them. That's another stuff, but I mean, there's different angles and with the publishing, there's so many things.
Yeah, there's, thank you.
I would say just don't get discouraged. Well, there's gonna be one thing that you hit that's gonna be like,
Yes, I'm like a street positive, exactly, because even the plants, when they get dirty water, they still grow. So even if you get negative thoughts, because it's not easy, all this, you have to keep going. That's why I go to all the networking events, all the business people, they tell you that never give up. So that's what I'm doing.
All right, let's give me a round of applause. And Dr. Tiff, please. And you're not off the hook yet. And welcome to come up here. 1%. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
A round of applause. Here, welcome. I almost tripped. All right, I'm just gonna put this back up here. Please make sure that you scan the QR code for the. And we will do photos in just a moment. But feel free to hang around, co-work in the space for today. You can come and hang out. One thing I did forget was to thank our coffee sponsors. View Free Coffee, he was caffeinated and complete. Everyone. I knew I was gonna forget the numbers. All right, with that, can I get Samir and Pete once again, plus all the 1 million cup organizers so that we can try to manage a photo here. Yes,
the photo for the one MC VIPs.
all right.
It had to be lumber.
So 1MC VIP, if you have questions about this event, go see Alfonso.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all again. We'll see you next week.
Good job for that.
Oh.
Right.
Like this.